Welcome back to another episode of A Candor Gander with your host, Sergeant Filthy McNasty. As always, grab a drink, take a seat, and uh, welcome to the Reflecting Pod as we talk through and about a variety of different topics circulating throughout the kingdom. Quick side note: I was invited to my first karaoke uh, work function yesterday. I guess Slim Shady is not something you sing. I don't know. I was now I know. See, the more you learn. Anyhow. Welcome everybody. We've got a very central collection of DeFi Kingdoms, top tier, top echelon gentlemen. We've got Trade Room, we've got Ultra Gringo, Crypto Tro, Sticks Intern, Coupon B. We'll have you all reintroduce yourself here in a second. Before I get started, yeah, Beeves on an island, all onto his own. Um, Feel free to like if you like what you see, subscribe if you haven't, comment below, and I think what I'll start trying to do is I'll start featuring sort of like a banner of your names for future videos. If you comment on this one next video, ideally I'd have your name as a shout out. And tell your friends, spread the word, tweet it out, put it on Discord, do your thing. Let's get some peeps in here. All right. Let's go ahead and start with Mr. Trade Room. There may be people who are unaware of you. I know things seem interest is picked up for DeFi Kingdom. So reintroduce yourself and then tell us a bit about what you do. I think we all do something, a variety of different things here. You're a technical trader, I would say. Is that a correct assertion of what you do? And I know DFK is one of the things you end up following and trading. Is that correct, Trade Room?
Yes, that is close to the T, and I like gold as I'm infamously known on this channel for. But yeah, this is the trade room. I'm a macro investor. I'm a macro thinker. That's just how I process things, and so the trade room is a little bit deceiving. I don't trade primarily, about 5% trading. I more so use charts, data to guide my way through the markets. And the more time I have on a piece of asset, the better. But in generally, I am in the tech field, and I've taken some of what I've learned in the technology field into what I see in blockchain. And one, that's what part of what makes me so bullish on AVAX, especially with its subnets technology, which is no different from what already exists in the technology sector. They're just implementing it within crypto in an amazing way. But yeah, we're macro. We're live most Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We like to have a good time. And SARS, I wanted to use the other economic hardening theory, that you made, but I didn't know if I wanted two pills of Viagra behind me as a background. So, yeah.
You're right because you wanted three pills. I get it. I get it.
Yes, yes.
Where can people find you? And when do you usually stream? For those who don't know.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at the Trade Room. I kind of tweak people out because unless you know exactly how the Trade Room is spelled, you can't find me, and that's because maybe I don't want to be found, right?
Ooh.
But it's at the Trade Room with two numerical zeros at room. We like to have a good time. We like to do macro, and people like prices, so we like to look at prices as well.
True.
Sounds good. Feel free to private chat me your links to your stuff, and I'll post them here on chat. I know you guys can't do that on your end. Uh, Thank you very much, Trade Room Beef. I'm gonna just give you a hard time. I was pulling for you. I begged, borrowed, bartered to have you come on the show, and you just broke me. How dare you? Just giving you a hard time. I know you have your infamous tech issues with your internet there. Love you, Beef. Love you, Beef. If you can jump on, you're welcome to. By the way, I mean I don't mind you coming off and on. That probably makes for a more entertaining stream, to be honest. Ocho Gringo, you just wrapped up your stream. Tell us about you, what you do. You're again, I'm sort of describing it how I see it. You're a content creator, one, but two, you're a collector of all things rare within the kingdom. Is that a correct assertion, Mister Ultra Gringo?
What's up? It is. It is. And first off, I just want to say thank you for on. It's a pleasure to join all the other beautiful OGs that we have on stage right now. Yeah, I jumped in heavily into DeFi Kingdoms back in August of this year. I've been around since we had Harmony One when I think I jumped in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the Gardens went in Sarandale, but the prices back then were just way too high for me. And then back in August, I saw the monster bloater go for about 9,000 crystal, and that just kind of started my whole collecting here. And so I now only have, I want to say, 2 odd pets I need left to complete the entire collection. So I've been enjoying collecting them, and it's been a fun ride. And now that Jules skyrocketed up, it's devastated me in a way because now I can't collect as many pets as quickly as I used to. So before they were super cheap just a couple of weeks ago, and now just within 2 weeks, it's gone up 3x. So
How things change in the matter
right,
of you blink and it's
yeah.
a whole new environment. Yeah, when Harmony Grant? Great question, Dr. J. I hear they're still working on it. I was telling someone, I won't go there. I won't. I'll save it for
Do it,
after
do
stream.
it, do it.
I was gonna say, the guy who's waiting for his dad to come back with a milk. He came back and they've resolved issues, and Harmony still has not answered the call. Anyhow, Ocho Gringo, where can people find you? When do you stream? I know you stream Fridays typically, but tell us about your streams.
Yeah, so we did a stream tonight. We will be doing streams every 2 weeks on Friday at 10 o'clock on YouTube at Tavern Tales DFK. Um, I I'm thinking that when it comes to the new year, I might switch over and do a weekly stream on Fridays at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm on the East Coast. I know a whole bunch of everybody, a whole bunch of the streamers at least are over on West Coast. So there's a bit of a time difference there. So if you are trying to catch me, I'm going to be at 10 o'clock. So Eastern Standard.
And then an extra opportunity to show yourself. What do you typically cover? What do your streams typically look like?
Right. So on X, if you follow me on X, I enjoy doing lore stories and stuff. I take my heroes and stuff and I build stories around them. I really enjoy kind of writing things out and doing some tales. That's kind of where the tavern tales came from. And I figured, hey, if I'm gonna make a channel, might as well do it in the tavern where epics are told and stories of adventures and so eventually we'll be moving lore into our streams and stuff. But for the time being, we do our best to cover pets and just kind of entertaining for the time being. So, but lore is going to be our main focus coming into this new year. So we got some
I,
things.
I love it. The more the merrier. We need more lore. We love being entertained. I'm there with you. Crypto True. We had Zan the man on last week, and he's like, "Bro, where's Crypto True? You've been on once before, but it's been some time since you've been back on, and I know you took a hiatus there yourself. You've been busy with IRL stuff. Totally get that. But huge shout out, another OG sort of a DFK content creator and just follower of the space. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? Reintroduce yourself maybe to people who maybe haven't seen you in a minute. And for those of you who may not know you, tell us who you are.
I'm Crypto Troll, your favorite DFK noob. So I feel like I'm probably one of the least educated people on this podcast tonight. You know, I know a lot of people go so in depth with DFK, but I've been in DeFi Kingdom since the inception. Like literally the first month it was out, because I started off in Harmony, and you know DFK was like one of the first dApps that was built on Harmony. So once I saw DFK come out, I was like, I gotta jump on this because I saw the white paper, I saw everything that they planned on doing, and I was just super excited. And I'm low key a gamer. I'm not like a RPG type of guy, but I saw what they were doing, like I said, with the white paper, and I just got excited. So I just uh, dove head first. Like I really don't care. I'm really a degenerate, so I invest in a lot of different projects. But DFK is probably one of the projects I've been in the longest. Like I literally been in since day one. I haven't stopped. Of course, I kind of took a hiatus as far as making content. I do like Sunday fun days on Sunday. I'm bringing that back. So just trying to get more involved into the community and really try to put out this content, this new content now. Like I said, shout out to everybody who else on the podcast because y'all are the goats. I always salute. I gotta, give the flowers just because, like I said, I'm just doing it from a standpoint of really I'm learning, but I'm learning on like the surface level right now.
Let's put it this way: you read the white paper. I don't know that I know where I could even find the white paper. So let's just you're not the least educated on the stream. You're talking to the least educated guy on the stream. Um, let's go with Beeps. I know your internet's in and out. Give you an opportunity to reintroduce yourself to peeps. You are my favorite Mythic Squad member. No offense, yet all offense to every other Mythic Squad member, both on stream and off stream. Beev, tell us about yourself. What you up to, man?
I don't know. I'm blushing now. That was like a super dope compliment. Appreciate that, bro. I really do. I'm just your resident beaver. I help, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I'm all over the place. We do bloats and beeves on Saturday mornings with my guy Sticks intern. It's coming to me. I had a plan. We're working through it. Bloats and beeves Saturday mornings, 10 a.m.s. Come kick it with us if you got something to say. Hop on. It's a good time. Also Thursday nights, I think we do it at 8:30 p.m. The OG Mythic Squad stream that we've been doing every week since we started doing this thing. So I haven't missed a week. Starbuck and Mosh has. So that's probably why I'm Sarge's favorite. And then other than that, you'll find me randomly trolling, spending like an hour and a half in general chat, pretty much not helping anybody and probably offending a few people too along the way. So yeah, there you go.
Hey, I love you, man. I love you. Crypto, I don't think I give you an opportunity. Where can people find you? And when do you typically? I know you don't do the live streams as much. You do like the upload videos, but where can people catch you? Your content.
So on Twitter it's troll_crypto, and then on YouTube it's crypto troll. So yeah,
Love it.
follow me, subscribe, leave comments, troll me, say whatever you want to say. I love it. I just love the interaction.
And I just saw I got my 400 subscriber today, as promised. If you guys saw this on X, I will be raffling off gags to the highest bidder. His wife may not be okay with it, but too bad. So sad. Sticks intern, bro. I just told Beef he was my favorite, but Sticks intern, you are my favorite Mythic Squad member, both on stream and off stream. I love you.
I'm having bad internet connections again.
Good timing, really, though. That's good timing.
Sticks intern, bro. Who are you? And you're. I think you're the only one here on stream I've met for sure. Beeve, Mosh, I'm sorry. You guys are literally twins. I can't remember which one showed up.
It was Mosh.
I'm second the best. Mosh came first.
There you go. Sticks intern. So tell us about yourself. What are you doing these days?
All right. So my name is Sticks Intern. I am the Master of Canon for the GCU, which is the Gaia's community-driven universe. And I also am a weekly podcast streamer for DFK-specific content. I have a show every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, Ultra, same time, different coast, baby, but it's like, we have the same taste. So 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is UTC -8 for my friends abroad. And that there I cover an hour of DFK content. I typically tell you which streams of the past week of the various DFK streamers are actually worth going back and watching if you missed it. And I'm just like, that's an exaggeration, obviously, because I don't catch all of them, but I'm trying to hype my show here. And then I recently started releasing really short videos on X that you can find there in my highlights tab. So if you go to my profile and go to highlights, I know I tweet too much. That's why I use the highlights. That's where the good shit is. It's my videos on tactics and strategy in DFK. And I've basically turned my weekly office hours into a live streaming session of me casting over, like, to commentating on follies and victories in various community replays that I watched for the first time. So it's like a live cast, right? Even though it's not really live. And a lot of the times I've gone back and watched them and been like, no, you're an idiot. You said the wrong move there because the bot's going so fast. I can't always catch the animation. So there are some, things, rooms for improvement, but it's gotten good feedback so far. So come check that out. That's at STYCKS intern, all one word, on YouTube and X. And if you like a good shit post on X, you're going to love my Twitter account.
And there is a way for you all on stream to edit your names that you can add sort of a subtitle and have your X or your YouTube. Yeah, there you go. Like Ultra Gringo, Crypto Tree, you got that going. Beef, you got it going. Feel free to shield yourselves. We're here to shield each other after all. Yeah, no, SI, you're being a bit too modest. One of your tweets. No, you are. No. One of your tweets got what? Like, your videos got like, last I saw was 40,000 views. I thought.
It's
I mean,
I
$1
think it got above 50K impressions on Twitter, which isn't
There you
views on
go.
the video. It's going into the detailed stats. That's like just a percentage of it, but I got to figure it's that way for all content. It was by far my furthest reaching original post. Shout out to Anson if you ever see this. Thank you for that reach, my guy. And yeah, I was really surprised by that. Really happy about it. Got a lot of interest in the game, and that was the goal. It was weird to see it work so well.
I love it. Another shout out here for you. There was a tweet I saw from and he's been on. We were chatting about something, not DFK specifically, but Jesus, AK Classic Games, made a tweet something to the effect of, "Oh, DFK doesn't have a game yet," and you're like, "What? How about this for a game?" And he's like, "Oh, so pretty awesome, bro."
I didn't even say anything aggressive. I just said I'm having fun playing it. Like, it's super passive aggressive. I know, but it seemed to work.
Got his attention. That's all that matters. Sweet. Kupo, the well, I don't know. You and Echo sort of came at the same time. One of the newest squires to DFK. Welcome back. I love your festive background. Super classy. Tell us about you and how people can interact with you. I think interacting with you, especially if you are new, is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always in like the general chat. As you said, I'm one of the newer squires that just appeared into the DFK community as of recent. So trying to help out some of the new people, especially when people like Sticks in turn are onboarding people with their awesome X content. Just trying to get the new horde of people coming in and just helping people out that were on there before, especially those that were on the Harmony side. Just want to make sure everybody feels welcome, whether they're new or they're returning. I'm on X quite frequently myself. You'll find me dabbling around in many of the different guilds that are floating around Discord also. And I'm always interested to hang out on your guys' streams as well. If you guys ever just want me to have you by. I was on the Mythic Squad just yesterday, so I was very happy. I was with Beeve there. So, I mean, that's just pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah, Mr. Kupo is mercenary for hire. I love getting every one of us out there. I think it's important, big or small. Part of what makes our community sort of unique, I think, is we're very rather than being competitive. I think we've all at this point have helped each other sort of uplift each other, and I don't know, it's pretty unique. I'm not too much into the crypto space as a whole, but last I heard, You know, people out there are, you know, they may not be as nice. So super awesome community we're cultivating. Super awesome indeed. Well, thank you all very much. We've got some topics we're gonna hit, but geez, what can I say?
Matters. Check it out.
A beaver, one of the family that lives here in this lake.
I couldn't have you on Beav and not play that video. You've been in the background catching those. It's
I thought
you know,
me and Bloat's intern were pretty sexy in that clip.
that's right. There is a you know SI cameo. You know, like the headline, like the video title stipulates here. Let's get a bit sexual with the C. Let's talk. Well, you know, I've been sort of, you know, I had this one up on Twitter for some time. I want sex. I guess sex came to us, baby. It's here, whether we like it or not. There is a coin store referral there. Show myself. If you're on it, you know, if you don't have an account, you'd like one, feel free to you know, scan the QR code there, get yourself one. If you're streaming here with me and you're like, the fuck, how'd you get a referral code? Let's talk after. Let's share the love. Happy to share that with y'all. But let's talk sex. Yeah, initial reactions, guys. I mean, what y'all think? Let's hear it.
I was pretty stoked. I'll just throw that out there as a warmer upper. I was stoked.
Yeah, I got to say, it kind of came out of like left field because they were like, we're going to wait. There it is. Like, wait, what? So it kind of just like hit us all at once. So it's kind of nice to see that they actually took the initiative after they were like, you know, lollygagging for a little bit and trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. And then they just kind of threw it at us. It was like, all right, good. They're moving.
Tro, what you think? Were you hyped?
Of course, I've been waiting for this for a minute. I think it's this like the perfect time now for the six, but like I think this just the beginning though. I mean, coin store is cool, but I think it's like we have so much more in store as far as the centralized exchanges to come. So I'm very hyped about it.
Yeah, two noobs. Great question. When's the actual listing? Soon. But hey, trade room. I heard, you know, buy the new, sell the, or I'm fucking it up. Point is, why didn't my jewel pump to $1 million? Trade room. DF, man.
Yeah, it was a nothing burger. All right,
What?
it was a nothing burger. All right, but what it was an indicator. Okay, now tonight I wore my XRP shirt, right, on the DFK stream, and I think we have to look at macro, and we have to understand that in the crypto space, it's been a battle between government and citizen. And it has taken court cases that have lasted 3+ years in order for the citizens to have some legal precedence. And so the sex should have happened 8 months ago, 10 months ago. Some Dexes should have happened 8 months ago, 10 months ago. With the court cases and the litigations panning out, with the XRP/Ripple case being one of the biggest one, you see Dreamers tone change about these listings. Before it was, oh, you know, some of these cost 50K, 100K, you got to put a large pot down. Look at our treasury. We're ready to do some things. Okay. Look at Clayton. They're ready. We've negotiated with them. They're going to stack some more bread on us. Right. This should have happened a while ago, but it's an indicator that there's an onslaught coming. The rumbling, economic hardening theory, stage 3. Make sure you tune in Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We're talking a lot of economic hardening.
For those of you out on the stream, Trade Room has successfully shielded himself, and I expect more from you next time. Okay, come ready to show your shit. Yeah, you know, Beef. Yeah, this was an orgy. It's just Trade Room's alpha male. What can I say? And in true fashion, your show here, highest bidder. I'll take 13 bid 5 bloaters. Ultra Gringo, and and Kupo, you guys are, I mean, you Ultra Green, you were mentioning, some of these things being maybe a bit more out of your price range, quote unquote, comparatively speaking, between today and maybe even a week, 2 weeks ago. Here's a controversial hot take for the sake of hot takes. A sex listing, good for my jewel bags. I don't have that many bags, that much jewel in my bags. Good for my jewel bags. Bad for DFK the game. I mean, what do you think of that, Ultra Gringo?
We've been in a bear market for so long that I personally got used to the lower prices and stuff. So now that everything's really kind of gone up in value and stuff, it's a bit of a learning curve to kind of get back into a buying mentality for myself at least. But with the sex that just happened and stuff with what was it, coin store.
Coin store. I think you can find a referral at the bottom of. I think at the bottom left hand side of my
there it is.
screen.
And the fact that it's based in Singapore kind of made me a little bit more bullish on Jade, just because that is a token that's definitely heavy in the Asian market with being on Clayton. So I'm hoping to be seeing that kind of skyrocket at some point. I got all my LPs built into Jade instead of Crystal Veil, just because of how the price was and stuff. So I was able to accumulate a lot more of my bags into the LPs on Clayton Network than I was on AVAX. So
Reaction, stick and turn, crypto try. I see you pensive as fuck here. Sex listing, bad for DFK the game. I mean, what do you think of that? Is that too much? Am I going too far with my assertion here?
You want to take this one, Cheryl?
I mean, I think it's good. I mean, of course, prices gonna go up, but who wouldn't want prices to go up? You pump it. I mean, our bags are getting pumped. In my personal opinion, like like I said, I'm a gamer, but I'm an investor first. So I feel like the prices going up is a good thing, and I feel like we had so long to accumulate. Like prices were down a year. Prices been dropped, so it's like we had a long time to accumulate. Now more people are coming in the game. And I feel like that's what we want. We want adoption in the game. We want more unique active wallets on the chain. We want people to come in and burn that jewel, because me personally, I have a jewel bag. So I want people to come do transactions on DFK. And of course, heroes are still cheap. Now I do, of course, heroes are still fairly cheap compared to other NFTs. If we go across different type of blockchains. So it's not like they're super out of the price range, but of course they're getting up there. But at the end of the day, I feel like we want our heroes to increase in value.
To quote the illustrious Matty Pask, heroes are a dollar, who gives a fuck? Sticks in turn, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that I am so glad I let Tro go first, because we share the exact same opinions, but he said it so much better than I was going to. Just like, yeah, I agree. I'm cool with the price going up. And then no, I don't think the heroes are expensive at this price. And if I did, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be selling some of my hundreds of heroes. But I don't think that. And I think, I'm still summoning. I'm still I'm eyeballing the tavern thinking about buying in bulk, to be honest with you. And so to me, it's like, yay, this is like an indication that this thing does garner interest in a broader community when it is shown to them. When they get a chance to see the game itself, it does pique other people's interest, not just me with my giant bag bias and my hundreds of heroes crying on my shoulder. No, it is other people outside of it actually do have interest of it. And this is in my opinion, that's just been the first confirmation of that fact. So I'm just very happy with it. Yes, it may get to a point again where I do think prices are too much. I'm not saying that. I mean, it is the kind of scale and spectrum, but at the same time, what is too much? Is it too much if it's a good chunk of money, but you do have that same upside potential that Mythic Squad identified so early on, like with the eggs and the summoning mutations? So, I mean, if you can get more, it just changes, maybe the plays you can make, the size you can make them with, but it's same ideas apply no matter what the USD value is.
So what I'm hearing then is hero prices are lagging indicator to bigger things to come.
I think smart. I actually think trade room up here nails it. with like, you know, it all flows downhill from the macro sense, and like Jewel to Crystal. I think that you see from there what I think the progression is going to be. You see people hear about the game, get interested in it, know nothing about it. Okay, buy Jewel. Now I've bought Jewel. I have this bag. Yeah, I now have an emotional attachment to something I bought. I'm going to go learn about it. So they go learn about the game. Okay, well, hey, there's this really cool thing, whether it's pets, summoning, PvE, duels, even like whatever it is that they see interesting them in the game. Guess what they're going to need to do? They're going to need to buy Crystal. They're going to need to buy Heroes. So it's kind of like that trickle. I mean, I hate to use the phrase because it's so tortured today, but that trickle down effect that Trade Room is always harping on, but it's specific to this ecosystem.
I think it's trickle down economics, right? Trade Room. I listen from time to time.
Oh, you got that right. You got that right. It's definitely trickle down economics. And look, I'm gonna cut right in and say this one thing. Economic hardening theory has happened with a lot of things in the ecosystem. Now there's room for nonsensical behavior, and this bloater is going to engage nonsensical behavior because as a beehive, we've manifested it. That's all I have to say.
So for those of us who may be catching the phrase for the first time, I know we're getting sexual here, but economic hardening isn't just a sex term. What is it? Or maybe it is. What is it? Tell us about it. For those of us who may be a bit unaware of what the term means.
Yeah, so economic hardening theory is the theory of markets, supply and demand, cybersecurity, and the trajectory of the gaming ecosystem from its birth to its current age. So it factors in a lot of different things, their trajectories, and what a accumulation of that universe looks like. And so, I have on my page a video out breaking it down about 50 minutes, but that was about a year and a half ago, right? There's an update to this economic hardening story. What stages are we in? And we're now at the trickle down stage. And what does that mean? So yeah, that's the overall pattern we're looking at.
Hey, and Two Noobs said it here pretty well. I think for those of us maybe complaining about gas or who have issues with gas in Crystal Vale, hey, at the end of the day, it'll make Serendale more interesting. So, it's it may be a win-win for everyone involved. Kupo, I see you unmuted. Any, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you did. But any final thoughts? Wrap us up with this topic.
No, I don't have much to add on that, but bringing up the Serendale is getting a little more interesting. I mean, with this more so recent like bloater fad that we have going on, I've noticed that token has gone like way up compared to some of these other things that you can gather up. So it's no longer just Swift Thistle that's like a popular interest over on Serendale. Makes your fishers and your forgers a little bit more acceptable to have over there. And with the balancing happening with the gas that's going on at Crystalville, we're starting to see a little bit more of an interest between both the realms.
Well, Kupo.
Yeah. I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Who is your daddy and what does he do? Probably one of my favorite lines ever. So yes, coin store based in Singapore. Yes, Clayton, all great, and yes, we're focusing on this Asian market. Wonderful, all great, not bad, not too shabby. I was chatting with the Bogside crew. Incidentally, I made it. They had invited me to their last stream. I made it like 2 minutes after they start streaming. Anyhow, we were chatting afterwards, and I brought up interesting conversation I've been having with Emerson, who's I believe here on chat. He was relaying the fact that he has a group of friends in Argentina who he's introduced DFK to, and they are hyped. They saw 2 of my Spanish videos, and they're like, we want more content. We want to see more. We want to see more often, but we want it in Spanish because we don't speak English. And I totally get that. He walked me through their hyperinflation issue. And it's not an issue isolated or unique to Argentina. I know Venezuela is going through their hyperinflation sort of fiasco situation. You've got countries like El Salvador embracing Bitcoin and Bitcoin farming, right? Are we neglecting our Latin American friends? And how can DFK maybe reel those guys in? There's certainly interest, but how do we maybe embrace our friends to the south, assuming you're in North America?
I mean, the easiest way that I've seen is to cough up $270-ish a year, get that Adobe Premiere, and it has an AI that'll translate it, whatever video you want, into 18 languages for the captions. And I've strongly considered it. And when I mean, like, it's pricey. It is pricey. And it is like kind of a lot. It's a big suite of features. Like, it's not a consumer like simple tool. It'd be a big lift to learn, but not that part. And so I don't know. That's what I've been considering, because Emerson also reached out to me, and I actually pointed him your way, Sarge. I'm glad you were able to connect. That's good.
Sweet, yeah, and I've done my part. I connected. I brought Bolon and KP into the mix. Mister, he should change his name. KP, Chief Economic Coordinating Officer. Brought them into the conversation about, hey, you know what, we've got this interest with our Spanish speaking community. What can they, what can they do today? And and KP brought up the whole, same piece you brought up, SI, and Bolon referred me. For those of you who may not know, who may not be aware, there is a dedicated Spanish Discord for that, for the Argentinian friends for sure, but anyone who speaks Spanish, right? But aside from that, I mean, Crypto Tro, any other ideas on your end? I know you dish a lot of content, but I mean, I don't know if anyone sort of, and maybe I haven't done digging or looking, but I don't know if anyone really covering DFK exclusively in Spanish.
I mean, that would be a good idea. Like if somebody was to start making content in another language, maybe in Spanish or, but like how Stick said, like with the Adobe Premiere, you can translate. I mean, me personally, I don't know how to do it. But I don't know. But I mean, I feel like it'll catch on soon, just like with other games or other projects. Like I feel like if you're a degenerate, you're gonna jump into whatever. Even if you don't know what somebody is saying, like if you see the prices going up on something, or if you understand like the basics of the game, because I think the white paper is in different languages. I think it is. And I know now on YouTube that the DFK, like the actual, aren't the AMAs in different languages now, I believe.
I think that's due in part to Christian, if that's right. I know he's doing some translating of stuff. Yeah, again, referring back to what SI was mentioning, but I think some of that comes from KP sort of brain to, to the masses. I don't know what exactly he's translating, so don't quote me on that. But I know he is working on said thing. Ocho Gringo, ¿hablas español?
Sí, poquito.
Poquito, bueno. Yeah, let's but the other thing, I was having a conversation with Bola, and I think what's hard for us, our audience are already small, right? How do you sort of not alienate a really, not an already small audience? You sort of navigating those issues. I think you may have hit the nail on that. Trade room beef, Kupo. I don't know if there's anything else said on this topic, but I'd care, and SI, feel free to chime in too.
I'd love your thoughts, Sarge. Like, I don't know. I could struggle through some Spanish. Like, no puedo hablar muy bien, pero... Right? That's about where I get. So, I don't know. Should I learn Spanish? Shit. Maybe that's the better idea.
Well, I just wanted to mention that Mythic Squad has a bunch of different languages in there and totally open to trying to support and help some Spanish content creators too that want to do this, to maybe cast a wider net before DFK catches on. It's something that we've been doing in there. There's some Italian
names. Yeah, you guys have been rolling out with that Italian content for sure. Do you guys have a Spanish section to your guild?
There is. I'm gonna say, don't quote me on this, but yes, there is.
So I know that we used to have one. I don't know. So this Italian thing is all being headed by DFK Tails. It's like his brainchild. He's kind of really taking the lead on it. Starbuck, Mosh B, me, and Ogre. None of us are really doing it. He's really taking it and run with it. So yeah, he may have changed. Like I thought we had a Spanish channel, but it's been switched up a little bit, and I haven't checked recently.
Well,
yeah, we do. We have an Espanol. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Love it, love it. Trade room. Any suggestions from you? Any thoughts there? Maybe the team's listening, taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, look, the team they've been doing their part slowly, right? So when you make a strategic decision to go and launch Serendale 2.0 on Clayton, you want to tap into the eastern side of the world, right? And they're doing it, and they're building it out slowly and allowing things to organically grow. And within the community too, I'm already seeing it, right? Especially now gearing towards the bull run, those who are playing internationally and are having more confidence and are seeing just regular everyday people pulling out content are starting to do it in different languages, right? I'm from Ghana, right? It's an ascending third, now second, going towards a first world, country. And I wouldn't be surprised that somebody else comes. So it's organically happening because the game is good, the game is fun, and you can come in with $13, you can come in with $7, similar to Axie, and what it did in the Philippines. And games are universal; it translates, right? So as long as the team keeps working to provide different or add to the ease of use or of life with the game, it's going to be there, and I would be surprised if they don't ramp that up within the next couple of months.
No, absolutely, and this harkens back to a conversation Wowie and Maddie were having on their last stream. Shout out Maddie and Wowie and Boxside Chats. Catch them. I think they stream Tuesdays at 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. Wow, I'm gonna bill you for that one, Boxside Chats. They were chatting about a hunter gatherer society, right? Harkening back, maybe reverting to that to some extent with Web3 and GameFi. Some of us, will be de facto whales, and we're gonna be the hunters in DFK, right? We're gonna try and sort of win all those land tournaments. But Kupo, I know you're a crafter at heart. We're gonna need those crafters, and what better people to help us craft stuff if not for maybe some of these people in communities and in countries with hyperinflation. Emerson was sharing that a Moscow rune for them is equivalent to $20 in their local currency. I mean, that's enough to buy you a meal and maybe then some, right? But Kupo, any thoughts there? I mean, I know you're a huge crafter, but do you see sort of a niche being filled with some of these individuals sort of looking to make a buck and maybe making a living, if not a side hustle, off of DFK?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's potential everywhere in DFK. You just got to know where you got to pick up from. So whether you're like wanting to summon, or if you're looking to get prepared for future crafts, if you're just digging around the LP pools, well, LP means pool, but anything is possible within DFK. You just got to know how to look for it. You got to know where you got to go with it. And yeah, I'm big into the whole crafting thing, so I'm building up some materials, getting some ideas, getting some of my heroes pretty prepared for like their crafting genes, so I can get myself ready for that on boards. And I'm kind of hoping when everything does launch with crafting, it's going to be still within a range where it can be profitable. That's why I'm sort of like gathering up now. So anybody that kind of just dives in now has that opportunity. And even if it's like hitting that bull run, I can see DFK having that potential also, where you can still earn yourself a buck here or there, depending on what content's released, because there's just so much versatility in DFK. Anything is possible.
Hey, I love it. And speaking of possibilities, let's talk some visages.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Actually, as a child last week. Visages, V Rizzy, as I like to call it. Hopefully that sticks. We'll see V Rizzy. I know SI, you had Vizzies. I think you were going with Viz. There's all these different monikers. Let me give you guys a hot take. All right, and I want to hear you guys reacting to this. I was stoked when I first heard of it. I thought, oh my god, how cool. Let's get Sarge in the game. Then I thought about it. I don't want to see Sarge. I don't want to see Mythic Squad. I don't want to see any of us here. I love us all. At some point, I think it'll make sense. I want to see a Beeb. I want to see SI, I mean, you kind of went generic bloater, so you're going to be in the game whether you like it or not. I want to see us all. I think it makes sense. At least at the beginning, you want to hit these stashes of the world. You want to hit the the Jesuses of the world, classy games. You want to hit the Ices of the world. You want their visages in game. Am I crazy? Am I wrong for this?
Anybody?
Well,
Anybody?
I'll hop right in. You know, it's bringing fashion to the game. Um, it's bringing players into the game when there's not the ability to bring the actual players and commanders or the allegiance, right? The commanders of the allegiance are gonna have their heroes represent themselves, and whether it's small account or small social presence individuals or large social pressure individuals, or if eventually gets to Paris Hilton and she wants to put herself over a knight or a wizard, right? A female wizard, but it's going to bring that ability to have DeFi Kingdoms be more snapshotted and shared on Instagram, on Twitter or X, which we already do at a massive volume anyway. Now you're going to allow us to put other things on our heroes. It's game over. I'm probably going to tweet 20 times more once I get a visage going. So that's my thought.
I got some thoughts on this.
Let me hear them.
I think for sure they should that guilds and maybe individuals will have their time with visages or with however you say that word, right? I always struggle with it, but anyway, Vizzies, the Vizzies, right?
Thank you.
But what I'm really trying to get at here is let's take the Fortnite approach to it. Let's have like an event or something like that that has some sort of partnership or something like they're doing right now, and make something and cross market your game with other powerhouses and stuff. I think when guilds drop is when we need to see there be Vizzies for guilds. Because listen, like Overwatch, they have guilds, right? They have teams or whatever, professional teams, and they have their own swag within the game. Emblems, skins, stuff like that. I think that's super dope and good for a competitive game, and I think that's what we're trying to be eventually. So I think there's plenty of room for them to grow upon the Vizzies that they're releasing right now. But I sure hope that they bring some cool Vizzies with some cool partnerships and some cool, co-marketing campaigns there.
To kind of go off.
Yeah, Ringo, you're ready to go. Go.
To kind of go off of what Beav was talking about with the guilds, I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can have for Mythic Squad, like a Wolf, Visa JJ, to be able to have. But the one I thought about the most when I was listening to the AMA was Goose Guild. I mean, they already have a bloater visage that they're going to come out with. I'd love to see a goose one where you hit it and it honks. Like, that would be awesome.
We're not paying for points today, but you win, Gringo. I'm just saying.
Hey,
you win. Crypto True, would you get offended if you never see a Crypto True visage? Or at least it doesn't come out at first, maybe.
I really would be 100% offended.
Would you? Okay, tell me about
it. But no, I think it's really a good thing, like how Beav was saying. It's just like, I feel like if we market this right, it will be so big. Just because you can cross promote different projects and bring on so many different type of skins, and everybody want their own type of drip. Everybody want their own type of flavor to whatever they're doing. I feel like the more the merrier, and I think it should be like something where it's almost like, Call of Duty. Like, when Call of Duty, you got to upgrade your gun, you got to have so many kills, or, do so many things within the game to unlock a different skin. And I feel like they'll be so bullish if we had these things. Like, maybe if we collect or sell 100,000 bloaters, you get like a bloater here, just something different that makes people want to achieve these goals. But not only that, you get rewarded for the goals you achieve. So it's so many different ways we can go about it, but I do believe this is super bullish going forward for DFK.
Let me pitch this to you. I'm gonna say, it'd be very nice to be commemorated by the game, but sort of a counterfactual to that statement is, and some of you are already featured within the castle. Is that not commemoration enough? Two, and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here for the sake of argument, but two, I want a Jesus Martinez or a classic games or a stash visage, because at the end of the day, they bring their audiences into DFK. We're featured in the cast. So who's the first? Who are the first people? They're gonna gravitate to. Yes, the stash may be covered. IC may be covering all these other content creators covering DFK, sort of at a peak of the iceberg here. But deep dive conversations, deep dive videos. If someone's really interested, they're gonna come to us. They're gonna subscribe to our channel. They're gonna come learn from us. Is that is that not a fair sort of win-win for everyone involved?
I think I agree with you, Sarge. I don't think the target audience for when they were talking about influencers was the immediate DFK influencers, although I think Beeb kind of nailed it when he said the timing for any guild vizies should be with the launch of guilds. But aside from that, I think you were directionally correct in saying that they should go for influencers like Icy and Jesus. I just don't think you went far enough, because that's like what we are to DFK, they are to the crypto sphere. I think I as much as he may have been joking when he said it, I saw it in chat and I was like, you took my answer. Wow, he's saying he wants a Taco Bell Vizzy. I was literally going to say that exact one. You get your taco up there. This is something you go and you market to the broader market. You get co-marketing opportunities with real people. Sure, you don't start there, right? But that's what I think they should be going for. And I think this one with Karate Combat is like, is this just going to be a George marketing platform? I don't think so, but I think that would be a valid concern. The thing that I have a bigger concern with for Vizzy is actually it's the first time they've really made a decision from a DeFi perspective, the team, that I've been very disappointed with. And I understand why they did it, because I'm also pretty well versed in the reasoning behind it, but like not from anything they've told me, just from guessing. But I think I understand the reasoning pretty well, and it's that the Vizzies aren't going to be transferable, and I think that really is the first thing I've seen them do that's like kind of directly contrary to the Web3 thesis and ethos, right? Because if the idea is we're taking these Web2 game models and kind of making the monetization more fair, and it's where it actually kind of could potentially benefit players for their time. Like, hey, you have a collection of skins, right? Those are going to be some of the most valuable items in a traditional Web2 game. So if we're talking about taking these ideas and making them into property and assets that are freely transferable, the idea of excluding skins seems to cut very hard against that idea. And so it's the first time I've been really kind of disappointed with one of those decisions. But I do think there's a way for them to recover here in my good graces. Obviously, I'm still wearing the bloater. But it's if they limited that kind of thing where it was like you buy it and it's stuck to your wallet to like, I don't know, where I draw the line on gone too far is if they mentioned during the AMA that you can take gear that you have and like that you use as a normal equipment and turn it into a Vizzy, right? So if you wanted to look like the boar all the time, but use dank gear later on that comes out at level 30 one day, you can do that. And I personally suspect that process is going to involve destroying or burning the equipment item itself. So you can't keep it and use it and also have it as a Vizzy. It'll be like a transfer. It'll change the properties of that NFT or burn and issue you a totally new one. That's what I suspect is going to happen there. And I think if those are not transferable, those ones that you earn through gameplay, that a later player comes like, hey, I wasn't playing as much back then. Can I buy this off of you? Those are the ones that they really absolutely must be transferable. And as far as these partnership ones, I get it. Like, I get that there are kind of really questionably regulations in place that make any sort of selling of an item that could potentially in some person's mind have an expectation of return on value, that makes it's a very unappealing kind of thing to do in the United States right now. And I get why they would not want to market that to their partners and market risk to their partners. So I understand the reasoning behind it. I just hope they don't take it to the point where it affects the in-game items that turn into Vizzies.
I have
Agreed.
so much to say on what the conversation, but I'm gonna maybe just offer anyone to add anything they want to the subject before I transition to something else, because there was another topic that was brought up that I equally want to give time to before we end it. Any other thoughts here on visages, visages, what have you?
I'm gonna riot if there's not a filthy goose. That's all I'm saying.
Ah, that's right, honk honk.
So here's the deal. This fight is gonna be epic. I'm gonna destroy that fool. Gonna destroy him. Gonna
need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because
Grady's in the house.
Because Grady's coming for you. They're all in
Grady's coming for the bait.
Vegas.
You know why Grady's coming for your kids and your wife? Because he's gonna sell them so he can buy more jewel, like he always says in his videos.
Hey, watch out! Watch out!
Grady, the HT.
Oh, I first heard it. I think in I think it was Raf's ADFK stream. With Nine Dwarf. Shout out to them. They were having a conversation. I think with Hubert. They brought up Expedition. Then it came up during the AMA. Wanted to get your thoughts on it. And I know Raf is adamant. I'm on board with him, and I wanted to get your guys' take. I'm surprised expeditions don't come with a limitation of no summoning. I mean, what are your thoughts there? Is that something you want to see or not? I was almost certain. Yes, I know it's one way to address the gas piece, but I was almost certain this would be a way to address the overarching concept or idea, sort of beating a really dead horse at this point, hero inflation issue. The fact that you can potentially conceivably still summon with your heroes, is that an issue when it comes to expeditions?
First, because I dominated the last.
Beef.
He did dominate, but I didn't hear the first part of the question, so I would like to go third.
Okay. Trade room. We'll start with you. Expeditions. I know you're not much of gamer, but you economics, right? Supply demand. More heroes, conceivably speaking, diminishes the return on your existing hero pool. The fact that expeditions a conceivably perfect opportunity to limit the supply of heroes. The fact that you're not limiting those, you're not hindering hero summoning abilities. I mean, is that a missed opportunity for you? And again, nothing's set in stone. Things are always subject to change. So, but in its current iteration, is this a missed opportunity for you?
I mean, you could easily say, "Oh yeah, that's absolutely the perfect thing to do." But the team's already communicated that they have other mechanisms that are better built, for to have a better temperature on the hero inflation. And really, when you're in a bull market, you're gonna get some demand that comes in that you might not really even need to worry about the whole hero inflation conversation. I mean, I put a quote up that I said Nostradamus, quoted, but the hero floor at 30 crystal 6 months ago is not the hero floor at 30 crystal now, right? And so when you have period of demand, they don't need to squeeze in trying to focus on putting out stuff for hero inflation. We got other fish to fry. We got bigger fish to fry. The heroes are going to do what they do as the tokens move up in value. And that's it. Now, anybody can come in and say, yeah, they should have. This is perfect. But we've been saying that for 2 years, and they've been making all the right moves, right?
Absolutely. Koopa, are you concerned? Is this a nothing burger, dead horse for beating, and it's a skeleton at this point?
It can go either way. As basically we got the information before, this is kind of also one of the best ways that we're also getting jade and crystal kind of flowing into the ecosystem right now. So as the prices go up and the actual tokens themselves, we're probably going to start seeing some differences that are going to be happening in the tavern. I know that the team has already been talking about loose talk about potential ways to address the hero inflation thing. But if you were to like introduce like the expeditions with limitations, you're going to probably turn off a couple people. And I think that's pretty much what they're trying to not gear towards, especially like when you have like those Gen Zero owners that like that's what they mostly bank their overall gains on. And they're like, whoa, I'm going to be penalized because I want to try a new feature. So it can really go either way when you take into that discussion. But I'm also on board with as tokens go up in value, we're going to start seeing a huge shift with the whole summoning aspect as well.
No, I love it. I love the take. Beeve, give me your hot take. Let me hear it.
I got a few hot takes here. I'm gonna always go back to realm specific hero burn mechanics, right? But as we're talking about bear turning into bull too, and I'm not a token guy or anything like that specifically, so I could be wrong here. This could just make the ecosystem crumble. But as things get more expensive, these activities slow down. Like we've already talked about it being the golden era of hero building, risking what is not that much right now for what can be worth a lot later, right? I think if they came up with some cheeky ways to incentivize the burning of heroes, like as price and token price gets higher, maybe you can go to a vendor to burn a hero but get the stone back or something like that. Now that might tilt some people who have stones, but they hand them out for raffles and stuff too. I think they can be a little bit more crafty with how they hand these stones out, other than raffles, perhaps. You know what I mean? I think they could do the same for some pets too. They can get cheeky with the burn mechanic for pets. I know they already said they were working on a revised burn mechanic for pets, so it's going to be different, right? And I think let's get in front of that now too, if we're talking hero inflation, anyways. But degens are going to degen, right? So if token price gets super expensive and it slows down a little bit, yeah, degens are still going to risk it. I was summoning at like $1,200. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to risk it. But obviously, what I do is not financial advice. I just do it for my own entertainment. So, but I would like to see some stuff like that.
Let me give you one of these. And then let me hit you with this one. And then this one. Okay. Crypto Troll. Crypto Troll. Let me get your thoughts on this one. I mean, is this a missed opportunity with expeditions? Is this one of those issues that ideally with an influx of players is going to be a non-issue? And at the end of the day, maybe we're so worried on too many heroes that maybe we don't have enough heroes. What are your thoughts?
I mean, me personally, we already know once everything goes up, like everything gets expensive. Like we've seen it before. We've seen it when the game first came out. Summoning was expensive and it slows it down. I believe in the same thing with like Beeve said, like I think we should do like specific hero burn like for the rims, or maybe give incentives for people to burn heroes. But I don't think it's gonna be a problem in the bull market, because everything gonna be so expensive that it's gonna naturally kind of slow down. Because I know a lot of people who were summoning, like spending, like how Beeve said, hundreds of dollars to get a common hero. Like I bought my first hero that I ever bought was like $200, and it was like a common, the profession didn't match, nothing, the subclass didn't match. It was like literally a shitty ass hero, but I bought it for $200. So I think once we, of course, as we get more heroes, the floor prices of things are going to drop. But I think if the demand is going to really reach to the point where I think it's going to be an equilibrium, especially if they find a way how to do like a hero burn or something like that.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with everything you're all saying. Gringo, give you an opportunity to maybe wrap us up on this topic before we wrap up.
I know Sarge is trying to be quick, and I'm just going to chime in one last time on this.
Give it to me, baby.
But if you know what, I'm going to cancel that chime in because I'm linear and I forgot. I'm sorry.
Expeditions are meant to address.
Canceled. I'll come back.
You're canceled. I'm capping you. Expeditions are meant to address gas price and burnout from having to click the button too much every day on a perfect schedule. Those are the two things. I don't think it was meant to address hero inflation. I think that they are working on a plan that will be even more elegant than what we are imagining, and not just a quick and easy way to do the job, something that accomplishes it quickly, but something that accomplishes it in a way that heightens the strength of the economy. Ultra.
And I'll give you this one.
That's spot on.
I think I was at the AMA where I forgot who it was. I may be wrong. Don't quote me on this. But I believe someone alluded to the fact that the hero issue, or the locking up your heroes from being able to summon, was something that the traveling system would address, not necessarily expeditions. Two separate systems, I think, addressing two separate problems. But I think you're spot on there, SI. It's very much at face value an issue that is addressing one cast and click fatigue. Ultra Green Girl, any thoughts?
Yeah, my kind of take on it is that we have a couple 100,000 heroes out there and stuff, but with the amount of players that DFK could see, I feel like player base will go a lot higher than hero base at the moment. So the bear market did produce a lot of new heroes for us, but when we were in the bull market, there's not many as much heroes being produced out there. So the fact that we have a lot of heroes out there at the moment might be also good for the fact that we are going to have an influx of new players to come in, and also the fact that we have expeditions coming out and stuff. I know that may or may not lock people up in summoning and stuff, but there are also many different ways to play DFK too. So I have a couple of Gen 0 heroes, but I'm not also as big of a summoner as other people are. So there are different avenues of play in the sense. So I think that could change as we get more players to come in. So.
And while we sort of break down here, I'm not going to do the math because I'm not a chart guy. I'm not a math guy either. He says if we have 50,000 active players, 20 heroes each, 1 million heroes are needed, and we have a boom in player base from a gigantic release and also marketing. I'll add, we may actually have too few heroes indeed. So, with that said, give you an opportunity to send us home. We'll start backwards here. Beef, thanks for joining us again. Any closing remarks on anything that's said?
Yeah.
And then final opportunity to re-show yourself.
Yeah. I'll come up here and shout out the rooftops of what I think I would do if I was a big badass dev like the rest of them. But really, I have all faith in these guys, and I'm sure they're listening to this stream and listening to us talk, listening to us in the chat, and taking that in consideration. And I'm sure they're going to knock it out the park like they always do. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, I think these conversations are good. I will be on Bloats and Beeve in the morning. And Sarge, I'm always honored to come on the show. You're my favorite streamer, not just DFK. I love you, dude.
Wow. I'll add this to that.
The building is on fire.
The building is on fire because y'all hot. So I love that, Beeve. Kupo, closing remarks. Anything you'd like to add to the conversation?
I'm actually just really grateful to be here with all you guys. Always just shoot the breeze and just trying to get some ideas. We're always talking about like the latest topics and what's going on in the DFK verse. So just more of the same as always, Sarge, and just very appreciative to actually be a part of this community and just willing to be up there and working with everybody to grow as a team so we can actually succeed together as a whole.
Love it. I don't know if you guys caught that in the background. Maybe if we're all quiet, we hear it.
Bullish.
That's right. Yes.
Nice.
Kupo has the parrot. It's one of the many one of the many things you get as a squire. You get your own bullish parrot. SI. Closing remarks. Show yourself, baby.
Yes. So everyone here on the panel and all of you out there in the audience not seated on a cushion are welcome to come to Bloats and Beeves tomorrow at 10. Hop up on stage, request to speak, talk about whatever you want. We come in with no agenda, ready to just shoot the shit. So please just come talk to us. We're lonely sometimes. It's just me and Beeve, and we talk each other's ear off already. And then other than that, send me your replays to my DMs or to the Sticks Interns office Mythic Squad or channel in the Mythic Squad Discord. I got to practice that one. And then other than that, You know, just keep watching Sergeant, and you'll basically be obsessed with DFK and caught in the community like a bug in a fly trap within no time, and it'll be the best fly trap you've ever been in.
That's right.
Baby! Yes! I love you!
I can't replicate the Grady energy, so I just bring Grady everywhere I go. Crypto Tro, show yourself. Any final thoughts? Tell me about it.
I'm just pretty much everybody said already. I appreciate you for coming or bringing me onto the channel. Um, Sarge, I love the chat. I love everything you do. I love the energy that you bring. And DFK for life, man. We in this for the long run. I think we just getting started. I think a lot of people think it's over after that little, the little appreciation that we did, but we are so far from done. And I'm just really excited for what's next in the game.
Dude, no, absolutely. I'll give you a goose honk. 2 honks. Love it, man. No, I appreciate you. And just huge shout out again. I think you're a very under the radar DFK streamer, partially because you cover other projects as well, but you've been covering DFK for sure. During the bear when others weren't. So huge shout out to you and your community. You're always welcome on. Any of you really welcome on. Welcome back. Ultra Green, go give it to me, baby. Thoughts, and then show yourself again.
Yeah, Sarge, thanks for having me on. It's my first time on your stream and stuff, and I'm always amazed at how many of the streamers around DFK you're able to gather up and have on your episodes. It's pretty intense. It's pretty amazing. But I did have my stream a little bit before yours. So our next stream will be on December 29th, next Friday at 10 Eastern time. So if anybody wants to join us there in the tavern, then we'll be happy to have you. It's been real fun, and I'm excited to see where Jewel goes. And I'm super bullish on Jade, so bullish.
Man, that was 100% the point. You nailed it, man.
That's it. There you go. You nailed it. No, and yeah. For those of you who are new to DFK, yes, Jewel's amazing. Jewel's great. Yes, if you didn't know, you can in fact pick it up at Central X Exchange, Coin Store. Here you go, another show for me. But there's more to DFK than just Jewel. Listen to these fine gentlemen here. Come back time after time, and you'll find out that Jewel is just it's sort of scratching the surface there. If you're only focusing on Jewel, we're so much more than Jewel. Trade room, Jewel is our Bitcoin. But before we sign off, hey,
hold up, wait a minute.
Give it to us, trade room. Give it to us, trade room. Send us off. Show yourself, baby.
Yeah, listen, you already know. Jewel is the BTC of the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem. We dove into that before, and we'll dive in again this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. But I've showed myself enough. Shout out to Sarge for keeping these, chats going, giving it a casual feel while we're talking about some pretty interesting things in the game. Shout out to everyone here tonight. It's always fun hanging and really just chilling. And then big shout out to the jewelers. All right, big shout out to the jewelers, Mega, Sticks, and Mega, Dags. Dags and Sticks are always going back and forth. So I can't say one without the other.
I go on the jeweler stream once, and I've officially replaced Dags in the guild leader's mind.
I was acting all surprised and just outraged, but I was laughing.
Sticks, Intern, and Dags are the Scott Herman and Dreamer of DFK. So they're bonded at the hip. There are many other topics we didn't get to cover that I'd like to cover at some point. Things like Mythic Swap. So want to touch up on that. Get your all's opinion on this. Jade, is that the new super undervalued play? Jade. But hey, you know what? Crystal, is that the new big thing we're not chatting about? Honk token. I get nothing out of mentioning that, but that's an interesting sort of piece. And I saw Link comment, hey, bloaters, is that the ultimate meme coin that's not yet picked up? Should you be picking up more bloaters. Who knows? Anyhow, things to cover at some other point in time. As always, Sarge here. Don't forget, hit the like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and feel free to catch all these guys if you're looking for more streamers as well. Go to DFK, go to the castle. I think we're all listed under, or many of us are listed under the artists. As always, catch you all. Sarge out.